All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahawashi, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Kakadash, double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops, great millstone. We're still well. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. You know, peace and blessing to the house of David, the elect. All right, beginning with the 140 and 4,000, man. All right, we brothers at Great Millstone, Mississippi. Okay, I'm brother Zakialis, Malefius. All right, and you know, the Spirit be on us to drop the word. You know, on Sunday. You know, this is our second camp. You know, also our makeup camp day. You know, so you know, the Spirit is on us to get into the topic of the Satan coming to Yahawashi, because really, that's the most major prophecy within the Holy Scriptures. You know, now you have major prophecies leading up to that, but that's the peak of prophecy. You know, because see, once we reach the Satan coming to Yahawashi, then that's it. You know, you got it, brother.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 1, and this is the New Oxford Anointed Bible with the
annotated.
Annotated, like the New Oxford Annotated Bible with the Apocrypha. This 2nd Ezra 13 and 1 says, after 7 days I dreamed a dream in the night, and beheld a wind arose from the sea and stirred up all its waves. And I looked, and behold, this wind made something like the figure of a man come out of the heart of the sea. And I looked.
Right now, we're talking about the sea. It's talking about outer space, man. You know, sea is referring to the heavens. You know, the Shemayim, what people call outer space, which is the universe. And pretty much, you know, really we already in it. You know, it's just that we're on a planet. You know. Hey, what the narrator of War of the World said, you know, the remake. It was narrated by Morgan Freeman. You know, towards the beginning of the movie, he was like beyond the gulf of space. You know. So once again, you know, they're talking about the universe, or what we call outer space. And our Lord Yahawashi, he's gonna be returning. You know, he's gonna be traveling from the spirit world to this world, to the planet Earth, but he's gonna be traveling through what we call outer space, man. You know, by way of these chariots, okay? In particular, one main ship. Now, there's gonna be other ships too, because as we keep reading, brothers gonna keep reading, the Lord is gonna bring a lot of destruction. You know, you got it up.
Back in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 3, and I looked, and behold, this wind made something like the figure of a man come up out of the heart of the sea. And I looked, and behold, that man flew with the clouds of heaven, and wherever he turned his face to look, everything under his gaze trembled, and whenever his voice issued from his mouth, all who heard his voice melted as wax melts when it feels the fire.
Yeah, because he's returning by way of what people call UFOs. That's how he's returning to this earth. Okay? But you notice, see, can you get in the KJV?
KJV.
Yeah. Same scripture. Yeah, if you want to get it from here. You got it. Okay.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, and verse 4 in the KJV. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as earth felleth when it filleth the fire.
Yeah, and you know, we just showed, you know, some images. Pretty much that's referring to the laser beams that's gonna be emitted from these ships. Okay? Go ahead, bro. No, keep reading in the KJV real quick.
Back in KJV, 2nd Ezra 13 and 5, and reads, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Right. You know, and you know, Ronald Reagan had that famous speech you know, and he was alluding to the fact that if there was an unknown force, you know, other beings from another planet. Now we know the Lord, he's not coming from another planet, he's coming from another dimension. You know, you even have a lot of these different astrophysicists and, you know, different top scientists. They refer to the angels as interdimensional beings. Okay, so the Lord, he's not coming from another planet, he's traveling from another dimension. Okay, but Ronald Reagan had that speech saying how, you know, all the different, you know, opposing forces of the earth, they would all link together. They would have an allegiance to fight this unknown force, you know, beyond earth. And they were referring to the Lord, man. They were talking about, you know, having a league, you know, with each other to come against the Lord when he comes back. That's what they were talking about. That's what he was talking about in particular, Ronald Reagan. But you know what? He wasn't the one that came up with that speech. You know, did you pull the speech up? Or pull some up?
Nah. Okay,
But yeah, you know, just letting you know the seriousness of what's getting ready to happen. All right, and as of late, you know, I've been listening to talk radio. If the spirit will, we can, you know, pull some up to read to you. You know, these different lesser luminaries, you know, people that also even, you know, watch the skies, you know, different astrologers, you know, but they've been speaking about what's called it's called Immaculate constellation. They call it Immaculate constellation, and they're referring to what they call UAPs, man, which are the chariots. You know, they're not calling it Immaculate constellation. Because see, Esau Edom knows that stars don't fly, man. See, they've been observing space for some time now. They even have what's called observatories, man. You know, you have these different Edomites, all they do is watch the heavens. So they know what's getting ready to happen, and they know we come out here to the block, you know. Hey, when we come out to the street, I'm gonna say it like that. You know, when we teach this word out on the highways and the hedges, they know that once we come out here and we do this, they know that we're linked with that. They understand that there's a connection between the chariots and us. So they're getting ready to make a move, man. You know, as it's written, the devil's gonna come down with great wrath. All right. Did you pull up?
Yeah. This 1987. This is a Ronald Reagan speech, and it said during a speech for the United Nations in 1987, President Ronald Reagan spoke longingly for the world unity that would happen if aliens invaded the earth. Ronald Reagan wishing an alien invasion on earth because of Kumbaya effect, it would have relations among nations, says Rachel Maddow in her show Monday night, one truly weirdest things he ever said in public. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bond. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Yep. They know what's getting ready to happen. And the thing is, you can't stop it. All right? Bible Shah, can you read again, bro?
So this they quote. It says, perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bond. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Right, because they would all come together and fight against that so-called alien threat. But they understand, you know, good and damn well who it is. You know? They know exactly who's getting ready to come back, man. They know that it's not little green men from Mars, you know, with big heads. They understand that it's Yahawashi. You know? They know who the Lord is, man. And once again, they understand when we come out here to the highways and hedges and teach the word, they know that there is a connection between us and the angels, you know? You got something else? Okay, come on. Yeah, we go back to together. KJV, it can give you where it says mountain, and then we'll go back to annotate by it.
In 2 Ezra 13:5, it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Yep.
But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it.
He graved himself, grave meaning to cut out, to cut or carve, okay? Like you got a man that's a sculptor, you know? You know, he has to carve into, you know, marble, carve into clay, you know, to form that masterpiece how he wants to, right? That particular piece of artwork. Well, in this case, Ezra is saying how the Lord carved out a mountain, you know? But it was a literal mountain, okay? But this vehicle, it covered the entire planet Earth, man. You know, that's what he saw, and that's what we gonna witness when Yahawashi appears, man. That ship is gonna cover the entire planet Earth. When you look up, all you gonna see is the ship, and that's gonna be over here in the Western Hemisphere as well as in the East. When everybody look up, that's all they gonna be able to see. You ain't gonna be able to see nothing else. You know? And how magnificent, you know, is that ship gonna be, man? You can only imagine. You looking up, you looking at the lights on the ship. You know, it tells you in Psalm 68, the chariots are silver and gold. But you know our Lord loves gold, because going back during the time when he was King Solomon and the reincarnation, King Solomon didn't care for silver. So you can only imagine how, hey, once again, hey, these scientists, they call them the chariot's Immaculate constellation. You can only imagine how immaculate that chariot is, you know? The word immaculate means perfect, you know? There's gonna be a perfect ship that Yahawashi returned in, man. You know? You got it.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 20, and verse 11. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and heaven fled away.
Right, a great white throne. You know? So hey, when the Lord come back, is he gonna pull up with a literal, you know, white seat? A literal big white chair? Is big white chair just gonna, you know, cover the whole earth? Nah, man. It's talking about that ship. You know? Because what is a throne? It's a seat of judgment. And that chariot is a seat of judgment. But see, the Lord's bringing pure judgment. That's why it's called white, you know? But also referring to the power emitted from the ship, you know, the lights on the ship. Because even we're going back to when we was coming out of ancient Egypt, our forefathers, it says they were led out of ancient Egypt by way of a pillar of a cloud by day. You know? You think about a white cloud, you know? But it was a massive ship. But it you know, it was white, you know, because it was guiding Israel in the daytime. But at night, it was like a star, you know, like a humongous star. But it was a ship. What was it, the musicians? What George Clinton, you know, Parliament, yeah, starships, you know. It was what they call a starship, but talking about because of the lights on it, you know. It was a chariot, man, a humongous ship. And it had to be humongous because there was millions of Israelites that came out of ancient Egypt, man. The point is, though, history is repeating itself, and the Lord is coming to deliver his people again. Like I say in Isaiah, he's going to send his hand again the second time, but this time to recover the remnant, not the whole nation. Okay? You got something else?
Let me finish this.
Oh, you got it.
It says, and I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and heaven fled away.
Why? Because they're going to think it's an invasion, man. Which it is. It's not an alien invasion, but it's an invasion from the heavens. The only begotten son of Yahweh is invading the earth. Yahawashi is invading the earth. which really is rightfully his anyway. All he's doing is just claiming what's his. He's taking what belonged to him anyway. And they made a saying, you had one of those trailers in that movie Skyline, for those of y'all that may remember that movie, came out some years ago. Maybe like what? It was 2014, 2013, something like that. We're not gonna put up the exact date, but you had that one movie called Skyline, and one of the trailers, you had one of the news anchors. He was saying if we're visited by extraterrestrials from another world, the encounter will be something like when Columbus discovered the Native Americans, which we know that encounter wasn't too friendly, man. So ultimately, Esau, Edom know that there's hell to pay. They know that, you know, they got to give an answer for all the wickedness that they did, man. You know, you're being visited because of all the wickedness that you've done. Because once again, and no coincidence, Columbus Day coming up, and Columbus Day, we know what that's all about. And he didn't discover a damn thing, man. When there were people already over here. You had many cultures, you know, and you know, you had a better way of life here before you came. Although our people were, you know, being wicked, you know, and they were warring against each other. That's true, because Esau, Edom, they would love to bring that up. But like Apostle Yamlab said, call it a family affair. They had nothing to do with you damn doubles, man. They had nothing to do with you. Okay? You always, you know, and you're invading people. You always invade what people got going on, you know. And what you do, you like to, you know, turn people against each other, man.
Edomites war against each other.
Yep.
You know, you got the Diocletian wars. You know, after Alexander died, Alexander the Greek died. You had those generals, you know, go to war with each other. You had the Greeks and Romans go to war with each other. During the time of, you know, even America, their little horn. They went to war with the British, the French, the Spanish. Okay, World War I, World War II. Those Edomites on Edomite wars. You know? So who are you to intervene, all right, between wars, like you say, of different people, man? You know, and try to make that seem as if, okay, that justifies you doing what you did, man. Nah, man. You devils have been at war with each other since your first empire, going back to the Greeks, man.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, that's right, brother.
One Greeks known for leaving with an army. I mean, leaving out, then coming back with an army to overtake their fathers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Greeks and Romans would be there. You know, they will be put over an army. Okay, and then you know they will go win battles, and then they will bring their army back to overthrow. You know, whoever on the throne. What you had the year before Empress, we won't eat them fights. No one more conniving and cutthroat and has more internal strife than you Edomites, man. You'll kill your father for the throne. Okay? Yep, your brother. You see?
They get that
See
spirit.
the cane on.
See if you can pull it up too, bro, to my beautiful. And also pull up Immaculate constellation. You got it.
Finish this. Let me jump to this thing. Talk about how Shai's coming to take the views anyway. Ephesians 1 and 18, now Ephesians 1 and 21, it says, I started 20. It says, which he wrought in Yahawashi when he raised him from the dead and set him at his own right hand in heavenly places.
Ra means work. You know, so you had mighty power shown in our Lord Yahawashi, man, especially in this resurrection. You know, and that's why you know, when he appeared to some of his disciples, I want to say this in the Gospel according to St. Luke. Basically, the Lord, he pulled what people call, you know, a mystique. You got that one X-Men character, Mystique. But her superpower is that she can disguise herself. She can make her face look like somebody else. So that's basically what Yahawashi did when you read in Luke. Because that's why his disciples, they didn't recognize him. And in one account, he changed his face. And basically, they were sad because, you know, it's been 3 days, you know, they knew the Lord was crucified, you know what I'm saying? But they were sad as if he wasn't coming back. But basically, he ended up cursing them out, you know? You know, he called them fools, are not, you know, Hamashiach, like, should he not have suffered those things? to enter into his glory. You know, but as he began, you know, continue to walk with them, then he had opened their spirit and they recognized him. But then he had teleported, man. You know? So you had more power that was actually shown after he was raised up. And see, that same power is dealing with us now. That's why Spirit is on us. Speak about Yahawashi, because people don't recognize, even amongst Israelite groups, they don't recognize the amount of power that he has, man. Especially now. He had it back then. Even before he was crucified, like, you know, mighty power was shown, but especially after he completed his mission. That's why he said it is done. Now, the fact that we're able to have this, you know, the Holy Spirit, Yahawashi via the angels communicating with our minds, y'all don't understand the amount of power that he has, man. The Lord can read your mind, man. He controls realities now. That's what we at with it. He controlling everybody's reality. That don't scare you? Okay? That's who we dealing with. Go ahead, bro.
Ephesians 1:21, far above all principality and power.
Right. He's above all the other spirits in the spirit world. And those spirits can mess you up. But he got more power than they do. On the right hand and the left. You know? They bow to him, man. As we speaking right now, the angels paying obeisance to Yahawashi. You know, they're reverencing Yahawashi. Hey, for Genesis, formerly of Sakari, because Deacon Hakah, and maybe Hassai too, but to be more exact, Deacon Hakah loved talking mess about us worshiping Yahawashi. Well, if your mindset didn't change and doesn't change, the Lord gonna destroy you, man. Or beginning with Alazar or the Sakari, he doesn't believe we should worship Yahawashi. But look at the amount of power that he has as the brother's reading this. Far above all principality and power. So who the hell are you? And who are we? Everybody's gonna worship Yahawashi at the end of the day, man. If the angels in heaven are doing it on the right hand and the left, then who is mankind on the earth? That's why the Lord, he's gonna pay this place a visit, man. Because you got a lot of people that are disrespectful. You know? Go ahead, brother.
Back in Ephesians chapter 1, verse 21, far above all principality and power and might and dominion in every name that is named, not only in this world, but also in the world to come.
Yeah, so you got to think about it. Although, you know, you're not seeing it as of right now, Yahawashi's name is really magnified above everybody. Now, you are seeing it on a spiritual level. That's why the Lord has us coming out here doing these videos. So, you seeing it now. The name Yahawashi, it's spread all throughout the entire planet Earth, but it's going to be something mandated. See, you got all these people on the earth believing all these philosophies. They believe in these other gods. We in a time when Yahawashi is going to be mandated. You know? Hey, it's going to be a righteous dictatorship. That's what it's going to be. Because you ain't going to have an option. So you would rather do it now than have to do it later anyway. Because everybody going to end up doing it. You know? And every name that is named, you know, Yahawashi is above that. So how can the name be Jesus? His name is Yahawashi. All right? And the point we're mainly harping on is that he's going to return in a glorious fashion, man, to redeem his elect. But there's different things we have to go through before that happens. You know? You got some more on that? Okay. Did you have something?
Yeah, precept.
Get a precept and pull up Immaculate constellation.
Then just touching on that, when we're talking about the years of four emperors, you know, you had Galba, Otto, Vitellius, and the ending with Vespasian, you know, but there was them devils. Because even you go back to Pompey and Julius Caesar, Rome had civil wars amongst itself. Okay, hell, you the civil war in America, then when Edomites fight Edomites for pretty much to who's gonna possess the slaves, man. You know?
Yep.
You got it.
This the Immaculate constellation. What does the Immaculate mean? What does Immaculate means in the Bible? The best translation, see.
Well, I mean, it should have put up an ark. Yep. Speak for me now, Yash.
Yeah. So as we're getting into it, because even when Yahawashi returns, you know, these devils gonna be fighting each other when he returns. As we get into it, matter of fact, let's get this precept real quick. Because when you go into the book of let's get the book of Haggai. All right, when Yahawashi comes to conquer the earth, these devils are gonna have to put off fighting each other, as it says in 2nd Ezra 13. Okay, to fight him. You know? So when you go into the book of Haggai, chapter 2, it's the book of Haggai, chapter 2, verse 22.
Let's move down.
All right, this is the book of Haggai, chapter 2, verse 22. And it reads, and I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen.
But see, and this is a latter-day scripture. See, he's toppled, you know, the kingdoms of the earth before. You know what I'm saying? He's overthrown kingdoms in the ancient world, but more so, the scripture setting the stage for what he gonna do in this time. You know, because see, people don't think about it. This the end game, okay? Even when you watch that one movie, it's called Avengers: Infinity Wars. That was really the end game. It wasn't even a need for them to come out, you know, with an end game, you know, movie. Infinity War was it, you know. Once Thanos, you know, which really is a caricature of Yahawashi, just like Apocalypse, you know, of X-Men or whatnot, you know. Apocalypse is a caricature of Yahawashi. Really, once these anti-heroes do what they do, that be the ending. It's not something after that. See, that's what Esau Edom wants you to think. That's some Hollywood fantasy.
Nate,
You know? So what, bro?
Nate got that doctrine too.
Yeah, it's talking about, you know, like, you know, Russia's, you know, gonna hop out the woods and they gonna do something against the Lord, man. Nah, man, hey, the Lord, he coming back to pipe all this shit down, man. Because everybody got something to say. Once he enters this realm, that's it. That's it. Once he show up, that's why we entitled it, you know, when Yahawashi appears. When he makes his appearance. Once he show up, that's it. All right? Go ahead, bro.
And it says, back in Haggai 2 and 22, and I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them.
All militaries of the earth. You know? Which once again, going back to that speech by Ronald Reagan. You know? But all the prophecies are in line, man. It's in alignment. Okay? Hey, because he said the same thing what was written in Revelation 17. These shall make war with the Lamb shall overcome them. Same thing, 2 13, you know. Revelation 19, you know, the armies of the earth fighting against the Lord. All the prophets saw the same thing, because all the prophecies are in tune. You know, because we sing in the same song, all right? It's just that now we're in a time where he's actually going to do it. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
Haggai 2 and 22 at the end, and it says, and the horses and their riders shall come down, every one by the sword of his brother.
And it's World War III. Hey, and the Lord, hey, see, he going to show you something, man. Because see, Esau, Edom, they think they came up with the concept of divide and conquer. He gonna use that against you.
It's happening now. Because Russia and America, they're both Edomites.
Yep.
The small hats, you know, Russia is getting hostile towards those small hats, which are Edomites. Okay, plus those EU nations, those are all Edomites. So all the major players in this Third World War are mainly Edomite nation. The least of the flock, he's using these small hats to drop all these Edomites into a Third World War. And you're going to have other nations as well, you know, Moab, Elam, Ishmael, okay, Ammon. They're going to get into it as well, you see. But it's going to be spearheaded by the division amongst you devils, man. You know, so the Lord, as the scripture say, he's a man of war. All right, he has you devils, because most of the nukes on the earth are Edomites. They're pointed at other Edomites. Russia got their nukes pointed at the EU. EU got their nukes pointed at Russia. America got their nukes pointed at Russia. Russia got their nukes pointed at America. Okay, so it's all these Edomites, okay, that's stirring up this Third World War because of their division, man.
Every man against his neighbor.
Yep.
you know, which is beautiful, you know. Some on it.
That was it, bro. Go ahead.
I got a precept before I get the precept. I want to say, these nations has chose to war with the Father of spirits. Now you warring with a whole different realm. You know, this is a whole different battle. The Most High can send the spirit and put it in your mind, and you gonna do what Yahawashi has told, command that spirit to make you do. You warring with something. This is a whole different playing field. You know, this is Proverbs verse 21, verse 1.
Was it 20, chapter 21?
Yeah, it's Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1.
Slow down, bro.
The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord our capital Yahweh, as the rivers of water, he turneth whithersoever he will.
Yeah, you got, you know, what's called water courses, you know. It's basically, you know, the Lord can turn you in any direction that he wants to turn you into, you know. Basically, he's remote controlling everybody, man. And especially the people at the top, you know, because the Lord, he deals with kingdoms on the earth, man. You know, so like the brother said, he's controlling your mind. You know, and the brother had mentioned Russia, you know, Ezekiel 38, you know, and you thinking that evil thought. So we're in a time of major prophecy, man. But once again, this is all leading up to that grand entrance of Yahawashi. You know,
Yeah,
you get that, bro?
back to Ezekiel 38, and he's told God, which is Russia, he was gonna put hooks in his jaws. We're seeing that now because Russia really trying to chill, but the West keep poking that, and that's the Lord putting them hooks in Russia's jaws and making them motherfuckers come forward. The Lord made Russia invade Ukraine, and they're gonna keep going all the way to the Middle East because it ain't up to them. You know, it's all due to prophecy, man. Yeah.
Report names Immaculate Constellation UPA program journalists. In late April, the Pentagon shared newly released video of an unidentified aerial phenomenon spotted over the Middle East in 2020.
Now you notice they call it Immaculate constellation. I'm trying to read the title again.
Report named Immaculate Constellation UPA program.
UAP.
UAP program.
Yeah, so this damn Edomite, in particular the Pentagon, got a whole program, you know, for watching the angels, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
In late April, the Pentagon shared newly released video of an unidentified aerial phenomenon spotted over Middle East in 2022, April 2023.
But you got the priest of Yahawashi speaking about the war that's going on in the Middle East, man. You know? You got all these big players, you know? It's a lot going on right now, man. You mean to tell us that, like the brother said, the Father spirits don't got something to do with that? You know? That's why you have reports of that activity going on over there, man. You know? And you have that on the earth. You have what's called what people call them ley lines, but also you just got areas where it's a highly concentrated a zone, you know, like that zone has a lot of spiritual activity in it, you know. And I know it to be a fact because, you know, when I be driving, you know, we got a road down here. It's called well, it's called Ellis, and now they call it Bobby Rush Boulevard. Basically, yeah, it's changed it, you know, the blues, yeah. One blues singer, but basically, they got this one particular area. I want to say it's near J.R. Lynch, but it's also right, you know, on Bobby Rush. Basically, you continually have car crashes in that same damn area, man. You know, so that level has a high level of a spiritual. How you say it? A lot of spiritual activity in that area, Salakia, you know, because people keep crashing in that area, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's on a low level, but how much more when it comes to wars on the earth, you know what I'm saying? So Edom knows that the angels are controlling and manipulating mankind, but you can't stop that. You can't stop it. You know?
Because everybody's being pulled to their region. You know, over there in the Middle East. And that's why I say that the nations from the four winds, because they're coming from every direction to come to the Middle East. You know, America has to come west, or the EU nations have to come from the west. Okay? Then you have Saudi Arabia, they have to come from the south. All right? And then you have Russia has to come from the northeast. And then you have China has to come from the east. So that land is pulling all nations. You know, as the scripture says, the Lord will cause all nations to reverence him, man. And going back into it, like you say, bro, Ezekiel 38 is happening in real time.
Yep.
Like when you really look at Ezekiel 38, we about in the 7th verse right now. You know? If you can get a real, if I get that real,
Yeah, you got it, bro.
yeah, then you get back to it.
Okay.
You know, because we living in real time. And if someone telling you, like Nate is telling you that Ezekiel 38 is going to happen 1,000 years later, they're completely off, man. And they setting you up for failure. Okay? Because you don't understand the times that you're in. If you're thinking this is 1,000 years after the kingdom, no, this is happening in real time now. And each chapter, each verse in Ezekiel 38 is like an episode. Like when you watch a series, it's like an episode. So we on episode 7. Okay, you got it, bro.
This is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1.
Well, start at 7, yeah.
That's 7.
Yeah. But we know he's pretty much pronouncing God and God, which is Russia, okay, to get in that war spirit, you know, and to come forth, which they've already taken their first phase of going forth by going into Ukraine. That's the Lord putting hooks in their jaws. But now, where we at in the prophecy now, jump to verse 7, go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 38, verse 7.
Yep.
Be thou prepared, and prepared for thyself.
Be thou prepared and prepared for thyself. Russia army has doubled since they invaded Ukraine. What they get prepared for? You see your military double, you know, what you doing? You know, go ahead.
Thou and all they and all thy company that assemble unto thee,
Yeah, all thy company, these other nations that assemble unto thee, go ahead.
and be thou a guard unto them.
Be thou a guard unto them. Okay? And ever since the escalation between the small hats and Iran, Russia has started putting those missile defense systems to be able to absorb an attack from the small hats. They've given Hezbollah, all right, military hardware. Okay? They got military hardware in Venezuela, in Cuba, Russia and North Korea got a defense pact. So Russia's doing this now. Ezekiel 38 and 7 is happening right now, real time as we speak. Russia's doing this now. They talk about trains of hardware just going into Iran from Russia, airplanes flying in from Russia going into Iran, man. Okay? So this is where we at. And it's all lead to what the elder going into, the return of Yahawashi. Because they're preparing to fight each other, but eventually they're going to have to deal with Yahawashi. You know, that's the spade that the Most High holding back. You know, go ahead. He going to slap on the table. You know, go ahead.
After many days thou shalt be visited.
Yep.
In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword.
And that's going into Russia invading the land of Israel today. All right, because their land was given to those small hats through the Balfour Declaration, and it was enforced through the sword. 200,000 British troops escorted them small hats into Palestine and just started taking shit, man. Go ahead.
And is gathered out of many people.
Yeah, the Ashkenazi Jews that was coming from all over Europe, them small hats, so-called, okay? But they're not us, all right? But those ish people that was coming from Europe, okay? They was being brought in that land, go ahead.
And is gathered out of many people
Yep.
against the mountains of Israel,
Yep.
which have been always waste,
Yep.
but it is brought forth out of the nations,
Yep.
and they shall dwell safely, all of them.
Yeah, so there was a period when the small hats did dwell safely, but they were just dominating those militaries in their region. But now they're going to put the spirit on Russia to pretty much amp them nations up, man, to where they can fight back against these small hats, and ultimately it's gonna lead to a clash, man. But that's it on that, bro. I just wanted to get that. You got it.
All right.
And if I could make a statement too before we continue. Also, you know, we got to understand when we read the scriptures, like it says in well, the same book speaks about, you know, the land of unwalled villages. You know, I mean, on one end we'll speak about the land of Israel, but also you got to understand that the Lord, He gonna get rid of America too, man. You know, I mean, it's going into the land of Israel, but we understand that see, this place is gonna be destroyed too, and now you got a lot of cats. I got to bring them up again. You know, Deacon Hakadna, pretty much. You know, you want to say that some don't mean something, but then what you saying to me, it doesn't line up with prophecy. See, scriptures got us going into prophecy, man. Prophecy is key now. So you want to speak about what's that? Ezekiel 28. You know, talk about, you know, the Prince of Tyrus. Then, you know, okay, yeah, you had the Prince of Tyrus. You had, you know, the Zidonians. You know, the Phoenicians. But they were not wiser than Daniel, man. You know, the type of technology that this Edomite has far surpassed what they had. And, you know, you talk about, you know, selling the alphabet, you know, to different nations.
That's base. You know what I'm saying?
Look at that car driving right there. You know, look at the stoplights, you know, these cameras, you know. But then like you get into, you know, military equipment for high level warfare, man. They did not have that. Prince Tyrus didn't have it. And how you know, Salat, how you know it's mainly talking about Esau, Edom today, is because the way that the Lord describes, He gonna destroy the Prince of Tyrus. That's how you know who it's talking about, really. You know, because it's certain scriptures in Ezekiel 28, it directly parallels Revelation 18, man. Revelation 17 and Revelation 18. That's how you know, like, okay, like this the bigger picture. What the Apostle John saw, you know?
And if I can add, even if you go into the history to show you, because the Prince of Tyrus, you know, that land, Tyre, Zidon, it got conquered by Alexander.
Yeah.
There was only one nation. Like you said, the prophecy said the nations would destroy, okay, this prince.
Yeah.
Okay? Only one nation took down the Zidonians, which that was several hundred years later, during the time of Alexander. Okay? So Jake want to get cute and go into the history and sound deep, but nah, you gotta be spiritual, man. And like you say, the Zidonians, Esau will beat the brakes off the Zidonians with the shit he got today. One F-16 and this shit be over with. You know what I'm saying? They just seen it fly by. Shit, we quit. You know what I'm saying? You got it, bro.
Yeah, man. And see, Jay don't realize we behind enemy lines, man. You know, like you said, they want to be cute and all that, but you don't realize the time we in, man. You know? And there has to be more emphasis on what Yahawashi can do. What the Lord gonna do, because, you know, you mentioned, you know, these different fighter jets and stuff. We can't fight that. What the hell you gonna do about that? You know? We need divine intervention, man. You know? We go back to that real quick.
This is back in the Immaculate Constellation article. A leaked whistleblower report says the Pentagon is operating a secret UFO retrieval program called Immaculate Constellation. According to the independent journalist Michael Schellberger, the reporter...
Yeah, a small hat. Go ahead. You can tell by the name. Go ahead, bro.
The report revealed for the first time of the name of an alleged UAP program, stating that the executive branch has been managing UAP issues without congregational knowledge or oversight, possibly for decades.
Yeah, and it's been longer than that. You know, it's just that, you know, you notice as they continue to do research and have their studies, the names change. You know, but it's the same subject. It's the same thing. You know, it's just that now you're hearing more about it. Okay, because see, Esau Edom, he wants the public to know about it, so you could be on their side, man. But if you're on their side, you on the side of the beast. You siding with the enemy, man. And you're gonna be destroyed. And you're gonna have a lot of Israelites do that too. You got cats, you know, on World Star filming the chariots. It's aliens, you know. Esau Edom wants you like that, man. When that's really our salvation. It tells you in the book of the prophet Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, man. Esau, Edom dismayed. That's why they call them this immaculate constellation. You know? They're afraid of being visited by that. They're afraid of the Lord showing up. But that's really our salvation, man. Go ahead, bro.
Department of Defense spokesman Sue Gur
Come here some more, too.
Sue Gur denied records of the alleged program in the statements to the News Nation Tuesday evening. The Department of Defense has no record, present or historical, or any type of SAP called Immaculate Constellation, she wrote. Jumping down.
Yeah, we should read a little bit more.
Okay. Schellberger told News Nation Roast Art he has been in touch with the whistleblower whose exact role and other identification details, including gender, he was withheld because the fear that could happen if they were publicly known.
Right. So they want you to know about it, but they don't want you to know about it, you know? They'll put it out there a little bit, but they don't really want to make it so much of a big deal because people are afraid of what they don't understand, man. You know, especially when you think about them revealing this to the masses, because they obviously see what's going on. They keep their eyes on the skies, man. So they're seeing these chariots, and it's just normal days. It's totally normal now. You know, it's completely normal. And they talking about them seeing the chariots over there in the Middle East. They're not making mention of the amount of chariots that's going over America, man. Because see, this place has a high level of activity. You know, spiritual activity, man. Because it's that main place where the deliverance is going to take place in, man. Destruction. And the destruction. It's the main place the Heavenly Father is going to destroy. You know? Go ahead, brother.
This is a statement of his. I don't think that they're faking it or that they're lying about their fear.
Yeah, so, yeah, you know, you got whistleblowers or when people turn around and call us conspiracy theorists, but nah. Hey, it's well known now. Okay? We in a time where the Lord having angels show up is going to be normal. Miracles going to be normal.
Like you said, Esau, he can't explain it away.
Yep.
You know, so he tried to give it to you in his watered down version because he can't explain it away.
Yeah.
Because like you say, too many cameras, there's too many sites.
Yeah.
So he's trying to give you his watered down version and trying to explain it. But see, he can't explain this away, man.
Yeah. And it's beautiful because see, how you know he can't explain it away? He can't deter you from what's really going on because average people seeing it.
Social media.
And like Brother said, you got social media. Everybody got a damn smartphone, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
He said this person discovered this material accidentally. This was not something they had expected to encounter.
Yeah, and see, they hate when this stuff is leaked, man. You know? And you know, and years ago, you know, in particular dealing with the Pentagon, you had so many files that were read classified, man. You know? You couldn't mess with it. But see, now, everybody know. So you got to speak about it, you know? Listen on that, brother.
Go back to what you got. What you want to go to this?
Yeah, we'll go to that. We can shop that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, if you get what you got. Let's go.
Okay. This back in 2nd Ezra 13 and 8, it said, after this I looked, and behold, all who were gathered together against him to wage war with him were much afraid, yet dared to fight.
Why? What the brother had read, Proverbs 21:1. You know, you're not in control. I quote Elder Z for a minute. The other brother Hab, like he said years ago, this life on earth is the Most High Sims game, man. You know, because you in your right mind, you wouldn't dare. You know, sound like Jesus for a minute. Don't never do that.
Yeah.
You would never do that, but you're gonna do it anyway, because he gonna make you do it.
Oh, you getting involved. Yeah, getting involved. It says, verse 9, and behold, when he saw the onrush of the approaching multitude, he neither lifted up his hand nor held a spear or any weapon of war, but I saw only how he sent forth from his mouth as it were a stream of fire, and from his lips flaming breath, and from his tongue he shot forth a storm of sparks. All these were mingled together, the stream of fire and the flaming breath and the great storm, and fell on the unrushing multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burned them all up, so that suddenly nothing was seen of the innumerable multitude, but only the dust of ashes and the smell of smoke. When I saw it, I was amazed.
Yeah, he was amazed at it. And Lord willing, we're part of that number. You know, we're beyond blessed, you know, to have front row seats to, you know, witness that. Okay? Because it's gonna happen. All right?
You can see it, like he said, the Russian multitude. So like you gotta look at it. These chariots, these fighter jets, they're gonna be having dog fights in the air, these other nations with these fighter jets and shit. But they all gonna maneuver and point themselves at Yahawashi. So it's gonna be all the nations of the world, and they're gonna be coming towards Yahawashi. Okay? If you see that scene in the Game of Thrones, and Jon Snow, pretty much, he was in a battle, and there was a whole cavalry coming against him, and it was just him and that sword, you know, and the whole cavalry was coming to him, and then another, his allies came, you know, and pretty much swooped away that cavalry. But it just reminded me of that scene, just reading this in this version, like you're gonna see all those fighter jets maneuver and turn and come towards Yahawashi, man. So it's gonna be Yahawashi versus the earth, baby. You know, it's gonna be easy work.
Yeah, and they show you, you know, once again, you know, in popular culture, movies like Independence Day, War of the Worlds, they show you can't fight that type of technology because it's spiritual technology, you know? They show you how the chariots have, a force field, you know, you can't penetrate, you know? And they'll show you'll get so close, and then the ship will have an opening, and it'll emit a laser and destroy a fighter jet, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
I got some. This is you want to get some for you?
What? Now get your precept. We can get our last precepts.
Okay. Yeah. This is Habakkuk chapter 3, starting at verse 3. The Most High came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran, Selah. His glory covered the heavens.
Yeah, you know, because you'll read in particular scriptures, especially in the Old Testament, it always alludes to the fact that how when the Lord returned, he's coming from the east. You know? Hey, because that topic is the new covenant. And Jay gonna talk about that till the Lord shut him up, you know. But the covenant comes after the deliverance. Just like we received the old covenant after we were delivered from ancient Egypt. Same thing gonna happen in this time, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise.
It's talking about the chariots. You know? So once again, all the prophets saw the same thing. Habakkuk saw it. You know? Go ahead, bro.
You go into Teman, you know they're the modern day Germans, but in ancient time, you know, it was the land south of Judah. So they're showing us that region. The region talking about that same. You're not talking about Germany. You're talking about the chariot gonna be in that region, you know, over there in the east.
And his brightness was as the light, and he had
his brightness was as the light. That's why everybody gonna see him. You know, every eye shall see him. You know, like the sun is bright, but when the Lord show up, he gonna be brighter than the sun, man. You know. Go ahead, bro.
He had horns coming out of his hand.
It's talking about when you look up the etymology of that word horns, it means rays of light, laser beams, man. You know, and he's not gonna literally be shooting them out of his actual mouth. It's gonna be coming from the ship. You know. So what Ezra was saying, it was parabolic. You know, finish it out.
And there was the hiding of his power.
The hiding of his power is in that ship. See, we can pretty much, you know, I don't want to say ascertain. We basically know what Esau Edom got. They have a lot of things that we don't know about. That's true. But the Lord knows what you got because he gave it to you. But you don't know where he got it all, man. But when it comes to these chariots, it says there was the hiding of his power. You know? And also in Psalm 68, like towards the latter end of that chapter, it says how his strength is in the clouds. The Heavenly Father's strength is in the chariots, so he has power that you can't deal with, man. And that's what Yahawashi is returning with. You know, and more and more, you know, the Spirit is pushing this, because we gotta keep that type of power in mind approaching the days to come, because we're gonna need the Lord to come through, man. You know, and that's why the days are gonna be shortened, you know, and as it's written, Michael the Archangel gonna stand up, because Esau, Edom, they gonna know, okay, they gotta rush and do their agenda. You know, because of this type of power, man. Finish it out, bro. Go ahead.
But before him went the pestilence, and the burning coals went forth at his feet.
Well, the Independence Day, they showed you that, because when that ship showed up, that it was fire just all over the earth, and like a plague, man. You know, the fire just sweeping everything. But you saw that ship in there. Go ahead, Doc.
He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nation.
Right, yeah, because as of right now, Esau, Edom, you want to measure everything. You want to, you know, you got people that actually measure the atmosphere. You measure the earth, but see, well, even now, dealing with the technology of the Karabi, you got, you know, facial recognition, and you know, and you measuring people, knowing who people are. Well, when the Lord show up, he gonna measure your armies, man. He already gonna know who's in position to come in, you know, against them. You know, go ahead.
And the everlasting mountains were scattered.
Talking about the governments. Go ahead.
And the perpetual hills did bow. His ways are everlasting.
Right. So he's gonna deal with everybody at one time. You know? So once the Lord show up, you other nations are never coming back into power. All right? Especially Esau, Edom. You out of here, man. You know, so forget what General Nathaniel talking about, okay? And also you wrong about the new covenant too, Nathaniel. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 34.
Yep.
Thou sawest to a stone was cut out without
The
hands,
same mountain that Ezra saw. You know? Go ahead.
which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the threshing floor, of the summer threshing floors.
Right, so really it's safe to say that Yahawashi, he's the destroyer of worlds, man. You know, people want to get that title to Oppenheimer after the creation of the atom bomb. Like, that title don't belong to you. The Lord, he's the destroyer of worlds, man. You know? And once again, going back to Avengers Infinity Wars with Thanos, that's really about talking about what Yahawashi gonna do. And because there wouldn't have been another movie to come after that showing you how the different Marvel characters defeat Thanos, man. Yeah. Nah, Thanos really won. You know, but you know what? They're just movie Hollywood BS. You know, the Lord really gonna win. Okay, go ahead.
And it says, and the wind carried them away,
Like the nuclear destruction, and also the laser beams from the chariots, man. You know, and pretty much this is erasing the thought of you heathens ever existing as a world power, man. You know, when the Lord show up, he gonna change the reality of everything. It's gonna be as if you never moved. You know? Go ahead, bro.
it says, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them.
Wait a minute, so where's Russia? You know, where's China? It says no place was found for them, man. And the same thing is in Revelation. I want to say chapter 20, when speaking about that great white throne, no place gonna be found for you in power. You know? Hey, Edom gonna be a no people, man. And these other nations too. But the thing is, they gonna be all right after that 1,000-year period. After that 1,000-year sentence for you Edomites, y'all gonna be erased from the earth. Go ahead, brother.
All right, and it says, and the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth.
Right, so although the Lord, he's returning with an actual ship, an actual chariot, you know, that's being, you know, compared to a rock and to a mountain, you know, because he coming with that immense power, you know, to put you heathen down. But also, the rock and the mountain is a metaphor for his government. You know, a solid government. You know, and that's the true foundation. This is really how it was supposed to be in the first place, man. You know, the throne of David. Okay, and that's the only way you tribes is gonna get justice, man. So when we're speaking about 5 people, it's the best thing that can happen for our people, man. And when I say our people right now, I'm talking about the elect. You know, for those y'all that want the rest of Israel to get it, they ain't gonna get it. They're gonna be a part of the family in the kingdom. You gotta see them on the other side, man. Okay? Beyond Babylon. So, you know, with that, pray and hope y'all edified. We already, facing east now. We want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Kagudash. Double honor to our elder apostle, Elder Bishop, Great Millstone, still well. Peace, blessed the house of David the elect. Abba, Kwam Yashara, Kwam Yashara. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.